Have you ever found yourself awake in the small hours of the morning, somewhere between 3 and 5 a.m., feeling like the only soul in the entire world who can't get back to sleep? You're lying there, staring at the ceiling, your thoughts bouncing around in your head like ping pong balls. Maybe you're an older woman who has noticed this happening more and more often, or maybe you're simply someone who can't shake the restlessness that grips you in these pre-dawn hours. Here's something you might not know. Your body and mind could be trying to send you a message. This isn't just random or trivial. Waking at this time might be related to deeper emotional or physical cues that you've never taken the time to decode. Think about it. You spend your days juggling responsibilities, family, work, personal goals, maybe caring for older relatives or supporting friends in crisis. Nighttime should be your sanctuary, the one time you can fully disengage from the chaos. Yet there you are, wide awake, feeling frustrated and alone while the rest of the world sleeps. The clock ticks away, reminding you that you'll have to face the new day without the precious rest you desperately need. It's stressful, it's annoying, and it's also surprisingly common. Many people dismiss these wake-ups as mere nuisances. They pop a sleeping pill, count a few sheep, and hope to drift off again. But what if these wakeful spells are more than just a glitch in your sleep schedule? What if they're your body's subtle alarm, nudging you to pay attention to something you have been overlooking? Perhaps an unresolved worry, an emotional tension, or a physical imbalance that needs addressing. In certain wellness traditions, the hours before dawn are seen as a potent time for the body to restore itself. That means if you're regularly waking up then, it might be a signal that something is off. Over the next several segments, we're going to explore 5 powerful strategies that can transform those frustrating pre-dawn moments from a source of stress into an opportunity for self-discovery and healing. Instead of tossing and turning, you can develop a game plan to soothe your nerves, address emotional undercurrents, and even find a sense of calm you never thought possible at that hour. By applying these tips, backed by both traditional wisdom and modern science, you may discover that waking up between 3 and 5 a.m. doesn't have to be the end of the world. In fact, it could be the key to unlocking better rest and a more centered life. If you stick with me through this entire discussion, you'll learn practical tools that you can implement starting tonight. The 4th strategy in particular is something many overlook, yet it holds the potential to revolutionize your nighttime routine. Whether you've tried everything from herbal teas to meditation apps, or you're brand new to the idea that there could be a right way to handle your midnight awakenings, this will be a revealing journey. So get comfortable and let's dive into these transformative methods that can help you reclaim your nights and your peace of mind. Before we begin, if you haven't already, consider subscribing to this channel and activating the notification bell. That way, you'll never miss future content designed to help you navigate life's challenges with greater ease. And if you find this video resonates with you, it would mean a lot if you'd like it, share it, or even drop a comment. After all, building a community of supportive, like-minded individuals is one of the best ways to tackle issues like chronic sleep disruption. Now, let's move forward and look at how to make those midnight wake-ups less stressful and maybe even enlightening. 1. Stop trying to force sleep. It's late or early, depending on how you see it. The clock reads something like 3:12 a.m., and there you are, in that strange half-awake, half-asleep limbo. Your first instinct is to command your body to just go back to sleep. You squeeze your eyes shut, adjust your pillow for the 10th time, and clench your jaw in frustration. This is supposed to be your quiet, restful time, yet your mind is buzzing and your body refuses to comply. But here's a fundamental truth about sleep. The more you force it, the more it eludes you. Sleep is a delicate dance between your body and mind, one that's easily disrupted by stress and tension. When you become angry or anxious about not being able to sleep, you flood your system with stress hormones like cortisol, which essentially flip the awake switch in your brain. It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. Instead of trying to strong-arm yourself into slumber, try this counterintuitive approach. Get up calmly. Don't launch yourself out of bed in a huff. but gently swing your legs over the side, stand, and move to a different spot in your room or even another room altogether. This small shift in environment can break the mental loop of, I can't sleep, I can't sleep. Maybe sit in a comfortable chair or quietly stretch. Let your mind wander, but not on stressful topics. Allow it to drift aimlessly until attention starts to ebb. Another powerful tactic is to practice controlled breathing. Something as simple as the 4-7-8 technique can work wonders. Inhale softly for a count of 4, hold that breath for 7, then exhale for 8. This approach hijacks your nervous system's stress response, easing your body into a more relaxed state. Pair this with a brief mental image that calms you, a serene beach, a meadow, or any place that evokes tranquility. Let that scene fill your mind. If you truly need something to engage your thoughts, reach for an extremely boring read. Not your favorite thriller, obviously. Aim for a dry, factual text or something utterly unexciting. The mundane nature of the content will tire your overactive mind, eventually luring you back towards sleep. The key is to avoid stimulating mental activity, so ditch the phone or tablet that emits blue light. It can trick your brain into thinking it's daytime, complicating matters further. You don't have to see this forced wake-up as a curse. In fact, some cultures throughout history accepted and even embraced the concept of segmented sleep, where people naturally woke in the early hours and then dozed off again later. They'd use this time to pray, reflect, or engage in quiet, contemplative activities. By resisting the urge to fight sleep, you make room for a more peaceful approach, one that stands a better chance of helping you slip back into rest on your own terms. 2. Hydrate, but do it wisely. Picture this scenario. You jolt awake, feeling inexplicably hot or oddly uncomfortable, and you just can't pinpoint why. You toss the covers aside, readjust them, and then toss them off again. A few minutes later, you realize your mouth is parched and your throat feels scratchy. Could simple dehydration be playing a bigger role than you think? Staying adequately hydrated is crucial for overall health, but the relationship between hydration and sleep is often overlooked. When you go to bed, you're likely looking at a 6 to 8 hour stretch without drinking any fluids. That's quite a long time for your body. Even mild dehydration can disrupt sleep by causing dryness in your mouth and nasal passages, muscle cramps, or that general sense of restlessness. But here's the key. You need to hydrate, but do it in a way that won't lead to waking up for a bathroom run an hour later. Downing a large glass of water right before lights out can be counterproductive. Instead, focus on consistent hydration throughout the day. This means having water readily available, sipping gradually rather than guzzling large amounts in a single go. Aim for around half your body weight in ounces daily. So if you weigh 150 pounds, around 75 ounces of fluid is a decent baseline. Another nuanced step is to consider electrolytes. Plain water is good, but sometimes your body needs a balance of minerals, especially if you're prone to sweating at night or if you follow a diet that affects your electrolyte levels. A pinch of unrefined sea salt or a splash of lemon in your water can do wonders for replenishing essential minerals like potassium and sodium. Keep a small bottle of water with a dash of salt or lemon by your bedside so you can address mild overnight thirst without fully waking yourself up to trek to the kitchen. One caution: avoid caffeinated or sugary beverages later in the day. Both can wreak havoc on your sleep cycle, either by making it harder to fall asleep initially or causing you to jolt awake at odd hours. Herbal teas or just plain water are better choices. Additionally, if you suspect that frequent nighttime urination is a result of something more serious, like a bladder or kidney issue, don't ignore it. But in most cases, smartly timed hydration can be a gentle yet powerful ally in ensuring you stay comfortably asleep through the night. Finally, remember that dehydration might not always manifest as thirst. It could show up as restless legs, a headache, or that vague something's off feeling. So the next time you find yourself unexpectedly awake, take a moment to note whether a quick sip of water might help. And if you do, opt for a modest amount of room temperature water, just enough to quench that dryness, without shocking your system or sending you to the bathroom multiple times. 3. Delve into your emotions. Let's face it, nighttime is when the mind loves to replay life's greatest hits. And by greatest, I often mean the most stressful or emotionally charged moments. Some of the weightiest issues you've been avoiding all day may come rushing to the forefront as soon as the world around you goes silent. It's as though your subconscious finally sees an opportunity to be heard, and it won't let you drift back to sleep until you have acknowledged what it has to say. Emotions are intricately linked to physical health. In certain traditions, like traditional Chinese medicine, waking up between 3 and 5 a.m. is connected to the lung meridian, which is associated with the grief, sadness, and even deep-seated feelings of loss. Whether you believe in these systems or not, it's hard to deny that emotional baggage can wreck your sleep. If you find yourself frequently alert at these hours, it might be your body's not-so-subtle nudge to pay attention to unresolved issues. Instead of getting frustrated, see this as a window for self-reflection. Ask yourself, what's really on my mind right now? Is it an upcoming project at work, a lingering worry about a loved one, or maybe regret over something you said weeks ago? Identifying the source doesn't automatically solve the problem, but awareness is half the battle. One practical tool is journaling. Keep a small notebook and pen by your bed. If you wake up feeling unsettled, scribble down whatever is racing through your mind. Don't edit or judge your thoughts, just let them flow. You might be surprised at how simply putting words on paper can diffuse the intensity of your emotions. It's as if you're transferring that mental clutter from your head onto the page, freeing up space for more restful pursuits, like going back to sleep. Another angle is practicing mindfulness or a brief emotional check-in. Close your eyes and do a quick body scan, starting from your toes and moving upward. Notice where you feel tension. Is it in your chest, neck, or perhaps your stomach? Try to label that tension with an emotion: fear, sadness, frustration. Let it be there without attempting to fix or dismiss it. Often, just permitting yourself to feel an emotion without resistance is enough to lessen its grip. If the feelings are too big to handle in that moment, make a commitment to address them during the day. Schedule a time to journal more in depth or talk to someone you trust. The promise that you will deal with these emotions later can sometimes appease your mind enough to let you rest. It's like telling a demanding child, "I hear you, and we'll talk about this after breakfast." Emotional housekeeping isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing process. Life throws curveballs, relationships shift, and new worries emerge. By regularly clearing the emotional decks, you'll find fewer nighttime disturbances. And when they do arise, you'll be better equipped to handle them with grace rather than fear or frustration. 4. Gentle movement to reset. Ever notice how sometimes you wake up feeling like your entire body is stiff, as though you've been locked in an awkward position for hours? You might try to lie perfectly still, hoping that somehow you'll drift off again. But if your muscles are tense or your circulation is poor, you can forget about slipping back into a blissful slumber. What you really need is a gentle reset, a way to tell your body, "All right, we've acknowledged you're awake, now let's ease back into relaxation." The beauty of gentle movement is that it doesn't have to be elaborate or time-consuming. A minute or two of intentional stretching or slow, deliberate motion can do wonders. For instance, try a simple seated stretch. Sit on the edge of your bed with your feet on the floor, roll your shoulders backward a few times, then let your head fall gently forward, rolling from side to side to release tension in your neck. If your lower back feels tight, place your hands on your thighs and lean forward slightly, feeling the stretch along your spine. Pair these movements with slow, measured breathing. Inhale as you stretch, exhale as you release. If your legs often feel restless, you might do a mini version of shakeouts. While seated, gently wiggle your legs and ankles, shaking off that pent-up energy. This can encourage blood flow and relieve that itchy, antsy sensation that sometimes hits in the middle of the night. Alternatively, stand up and do a standing calf stretch by leaning forward against a wall with one foot in front of the other, then switch sides. The key is to remain mindful, moving with intention rather than rushing through. Each stretch or shakeout is a conversation with your body. You're basically saying, "I see that you're awake. I'll give you a bit of attention so we can both go back to sleep." Imagine it as hitting the refresh button on a web page. You're clearing out the minor glitches to restore smooth operation. One additional benefit, gentle movement can help burn off excess adrenaline or cortisol that might be zipping through your system. Physical tension often mirrors emotional tension. So, as you stretch and move, you're also providing a release valve for any stress that might be lingering from your day or from the frustration of being awake at an ungodly hour. Don't underestimate the power of these small acts. They can make all the difference between lying awake in frustration for another hour or drifting back to sleep feeling calm and revitalized. A little mindful movement can reset not just your body, but also your mindset, paving the way for a more restful remainder of the night. 5. Soothe the mind with sound. Picture this. You're lying in bed, heart pounding, your thoughts racing at 1,000,000 miles an hour. You've tried counting sheep, you've tried adjusting those pillows, and you're still wide awake. Now what? Sometimes the best way to quiet the mind is to give it a gentle lullaby, not necessarily music, but a sound environment that guides you toward calm. White noise, pink noise, and even guided meditations can fill the mental void, preventing your thoughts from spiraling into anxiety territory. White noise can be likened to static, covering all sound frequencies at once, which can mask sudden noises that jar you awake. Pink noise is similar but softer on the ears, often resembling a steady rainfall or the rhythmic whoosh of the ocean. Studies have suggested pink noise can actually improve the quality of deep sleep, making it a promising companion for those prone to nighttime awakenings. If noise machines aren't your thing, consider a brief guided meditation. There are countless options out there, many of them free. Choose one with a calm, soothing voice that resonates with you. Look for short sessions specifically designed to help you drift back to sleep. The key is to focus on something repetitive and gentle, like counting breaths or visualizing a peaceful scene, so your mind doesn't have the space to dwell on worries. Podcasts with soft-spoken hosts discussing low-key topics can also be a great tool. Just be mindful of ads or abrupt transitions that could jar you awake. In the same vein, certain audiobooks can serve as a form of bedtime story for adults, provided the narration is slow, steady, and not too stimulating. Stick to calm genres, maybe nature essays or slow-paced fiction. You don't want a thriller at 4 a.m. When employing sound to help you sleep, keep the volume low enough that you can barely pick out the words or tones. You want it to be a gentle backdrop, not the main event. And of course, using a speaker or a noise machine is often better than using earbuds. The latter can be uncomfortable and potentially lead to ear irritation if you move around in bed. Over time, these soothing sounds can become Pavlovian cues. Just as some people instantly relax when they hear ocean waves, your brain can learn that the soft hum of pink noise or the melodic drone of a guided meditation means it's time to power down. It's a loving nudge toward restfulness, one that removes the pressure of trying to force yourself into sleep through sheer willpower. We've covered a lot of ground here, from how to handle those annoying early morning wake-ups without fighting them, to keeping an eye on your hydration and emotional well-being, to using gentle movement and soundscapes to reclaim your rest. If there's one overarching theme, it's this: stop waging war against your body. Your body is an ally, not an enemy, and these nighttime interruptions might be its way of signaling that something, physical, emotional, or environmental, needs attention. To recap: 1. Don't force sleep. Instead, calmly shift your environment or your position and try controlled breathing. 2. Hydrate throughout the day and keep a modest amount of water nearby at night, balanced with electrolytes if necessary. 3. Use this wakeful time to look inward. Journaling or mindful check-ins can shed light on unresolved emotions or stressors. 4. Gentle movement can loosen stiff muscles, boost circulation, and burn off excess tension. 5. Use soothing sound to lull your mind away from overthinking. Experiment with white noise, pink noise, guided meditations, or calm podcasts. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these techniques resonates with you the most? Have you tried any of them before, or do you plan to start something new after hearing this? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your experiences might just inspire someone else who's been battling the same issue in silence. Thank you for sticking with me to the end. If this video has given you some new perspectives or tools, consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss out on future insights. Feel free to drop a like, share this with someone who might find it helpful, and keep the conversation going below. Until next time, remember, A restful night is not a luxury. It's a cornerstone of your well-being. Wishing you peaceful sleep and bright mornings ahead.